Everyone, a Minecraft movie has hit theaters, but does that mean it's ticket worthy? Well, did you know that Minecraft has sold over 3 million copies worldwide, making it the best-selling game of all time? I mean, can that possibly be right? With a player base spanning across generations and platforms, it's no wonder Hollywood finally decided to bring this universe to the big screen. But does a Minecraft movie capture the magic of the game, or does it feel like forcing a square peg into a round hole? Spoiler. This blocky blockbuster might just be the latter. And that's what we have to talk about today, because this film will not be for everyone. Before we dive in, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe and share it with friends who might be considering this film. Trust me, they're going to thank you for the heads up. All right. So, a Minecraft movie is directed by Jared Hess, best known for Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre. The screenplay is penned by way too many people to list. Seriously, the list of writers is longer than the primary cast list, which includes Jack Black, Jason Momoa, and Sebastian Eugene Hansen as the lead actors. There are a few more, but still less than the number of writers on the film. The plot, it really is painfully straightforward. Henry and his older sister Natalie, they move to a new town after their mother's death, which adds the potential for emotional depth, but hey, the film never really explores that part of their relationship. Soon after moving, Henry discovers a mysterious artifact at Garrett's old video store, which opens a portal to the overworld. Just as he and Garrett discover the portal in this old mine shaft, Natalie and their real estate agent, Dawn, appear, and all four of them get pulled into the portal by the artifact. Once they're in the overworld, the pace picks up as the characters encounter various NPCs, face side quest challenges, and meet this guy named Steve, a loner with a secret agenda who's tied to the evil sorceress Malgosha. Steve explains that they need to retrieve another piece of the crystal from the Woodland Mansion to reopen the portal and return home. What follows is a series of generic challenges that feel more like, again, side quests than meaningful plot progression. NPCs, including zombies, skeletons, piglin warriors, and townspeople, serve as little more than obstacles, yet none of these dangerous characters feel all that threatening, making the journey feel like this glorified fetch quest with minimal stakes. It's really clear that this movie is designed for kids. And hey, that is okay. But even then, it's oversimplified and kind of mindless. While there are nostalgic nods to the 1980s that might amuse parents, and hey, I'm a kid from the 1980s and I love 80s nostalgia and cheese, it just felt like a caricature of 80s cheese. And the overall experience ended up being just a little bit tedious for anyone over the age of 10. If you are a hardcore Minecraft fan, you might appreciate the inclusion of familiar creatures and landscapes, especially since there are a lot of things from Minecraft's legends, but even then that feels really surface level since very few of the non-human characters play any kind of active role that initiates thought or conversation. This film relies too heavily on its connection to the game without offering anything compelling beyond that to really bolster the plot. Visually, the film's kind of a mixed bag. It tries to recreate the blocky Minecraft universe without too much pixelation, which is kind of a nice touch, but the results really are inconsistent. While the terrains and the landscapes, the creatures, the environments, they all look pretty faithful to the game, they still feel lifeless, even when there's movement. The film blends live action performances from the actors with CGI to create the iconic Minecraft landscape and the gaming effects that you're used to when you're playing. And they use this hybrid approach that combines physical sets and digital enhancements to create that atmosphere. Though the effects are obvious, this seems kind of intentional. And even when the green screen edges occasionally show, I gotta admit, they kind of blend in with the pixelated aesthetic, allowing for the inclusion of the signature video game elements that fans expect. So that all kind of does work. The real issue is that the live action characters never really acknowledge how just bizarre the pixelated and square things within this world are. And that kind of strips the film of any sense of visual wonder. The audience reacts to the artificiality of the film while the characters just all kind of take it in stride like it's nothing, making the overworld feel disconnected from us. The closest they come is when Natalie remarks, "Nothing here makes sense." But that one line isn't really enough to bridge the gap between the audience's perception and the character's reality. If you're hoping for an interesting or relatable character, prepare to be somewhat disappointed. I gotta say, I love Jack Black, but Jack Black Steve is an underdeveloped mess. He's just a rehash of several other characters that Jack Black has played recently, offering nothing that's all that new. His backstory about wanting to be a miner as a kid is just briefly mentioned, but never really explored in a meaningful way. As an adult, he's just a loser guy with no friends and ends up in the overworld purely by accident. And his character arc is so thin that it barely exists. Then there's Jason Momoa's Garrett, the garbage man Garrison, who's supposed to be this washed up 80s gamer stuck in the past. But the film really gives us no reason to care about him, even though he's kind of interesting and kind of funny, even with their natural charisma. Jack Black and Jason Momoa can't really elevate their one-dimensional roles. Their bromance in the film, while playful and kind of fun, lacks real chemistry that you would expect. And I think it's down to the writing, it's down to the plot, and it just is missing that extra something that you would hope for. And Henry, played by Sebastian Hansen, is the film's protagonist. He is a tech savvy artist who should be the emotional core of the story as kind of the teen player in this video game movie. But despite a competent performance by him, like he does a decent job, his character still feels kind of inert, likely due to the weak writing and direction. He should be experiencing fear and growth and triumph as he navigates the overworld. It should lead to some kind of growth or change to his character, especially given the tragedy of losing his mother recently. But instead, he just kind of fades into the background, especially whenever Jack Black or Jason Momoa share the screen with him. And honestly, those two guys just take up all the air, and they're wonderful, and I love them both. But I don't think this child actor has the same presence as these two grown men who know how to put on a show. Natalie and Dawn also feel underutilized in the film, adding little to the story beyond filling the roles for sake of representation. I mean, Natalie exists solely as Henry's caretaker and adds nothing of substance to the story. Dawn has a few funny lines, but she feels like an afterthought with no real purpose. Even Malgosia, the piglin sorceress and villain, she's just vanilla. Her main power basically turns her pig minions into cooked pork chops. Yet she never uses that power against the humans or anyone else in this world. And that kind of makes her feel like a non-threat to anyone but her minions. Ironically, the most memorable and charming character is Dennis, the wolf dog. He's cute and loyal, but when the dog is the highlight of the cast, that's a problem. One amusing subplot involves the school's principal, played by Jennifer Coolidge, a frazzled, disaster-prone post-divorcee who hits people with her car by accident, but only really once on screen, even though it's referenced repeatedly in the script. Her quirky subplot, while disconnected from the main story, delivers some of the film's funniest moments. The highlight comes when she encounters an overworld character who kind of steps through the real world, and she hits him with her car before immediately latching onto him. The awkwardness peaks when she kind of name drops her Jeep Cherokee with such deliberate enunciation that it feels like a blatant product placement within the film, which awkward. Anyway, the plot follows a basic quest structure, but it lacks depth, lacks creativity, and doesn't really have that much tension. The obstacles feel really repetitive, and the stakes are practically non-existent. Even within the fantastical logic of the Minecraft universe, the film fails to establish any real urgency or concern for the characters. The pacing just kind of drags due to unnecessary side characters and subplots that don't really contribute to the main story. Cutting about 20 minutes really could have streamlined the experience without sacrificing anything of meaning or value to the overall story. Minecraft's open world format presents a unique challenge for adaptation because it kind of lacks a built-in narrative for the story to pick up on. Unfortunately, the film leans too heavily on fan service and familiar visuals without really capturing the boundless creativity that made the game a global phenomenon in the first place. For every success, like the Super Mario Brothers movie, which tapped into nostalgia while entertaining both kids and adults, there is a Warcraft or an Assassin's Creed film that just struggles to capture the essence of the source material. And sadly, a Minecraft movie falls more into the latter category. So, this film really did not hit the mark for me. But it's also clear that a Minecraft movie is not for adults by the way it's written and produced. If you're a parent looking for something mindless to do with your child, this really might do the trick. However, if you're hoping for a fun, family-friendly adventure that both kids and adults can enjoy, you probably won't enjoy it that much unless you are a hardcore Minecraft fan. The humor is really designed for kids. The plot is simplistic, and the overall experience feels like a missed opportunity to make a movie for kids that also resonates with adults. If you're a hardcore Minecraft fan or someone who enjoys really cheesy 80s throwbacks, which I usually do, you might find enough here to hold your attention. For anyone else, I kind of got to say, save your money and wait for it to hit streaming. So, is it ticket worthy? Yeah, maybe for a matinee. Maybe. So, have you seen a Minecraft movie? If so, how faithful did you think it was to the game world? Did the characters, did they work for you? Or did they feel one-dimensional? Or do I have it totally wrong? And hey, I've been wrong before. And was this the actual best film ever? What did you think? I'd love to hear your take in the comments. So let's chat, you guys. If you enjoyed this review, or even if, hey, if you didn't, please do give it a thumbs up because you would really make my day. Thank you so much. And don't forget to hit subscribe and share this review with others. We've got plenty more coming out. And in the meantime, why not check out one of these videos? Happy viewing, you guys. I really appreciate your being here, and I'll see y'all again soon. Bye for now.